It was just recently I heard that they are doing science and research on wisdom. And they compare it to intelligence. My father, he was, for all my life, I remember when I was 5 years old, he was sitting on a silly pillow and a cushion and meditated, and I didn't know what he was doing. But he was a physician, and he was very interested in the spirituality. So he was definitely an inspirational source for me. And he always talked about spirituality, but compared it to physics and quantum physics many times. And it was interesting to follow him. He was not into Sant Mat, but he found his own path, and he was very intellectual in his young age. He was a teacher. And he was reflecting over his own mind a lot while he was getting older. And it was interesting to see how he could find more and more his own answers. And the last, I would say, 6-7 years of his life, he was sure that there is a God. There must be a God. And for him, it was just a concept of thinking and mind. And of course, there was an intuition behind it all. But he didn't have any inner spiritual experiences that he talked much about. It was more a fascination of the silence and the understandings of the electrons and how they communicate, the awareness, and all these things. But he was sure there must be a God. And in the end, the last years, he was also repeating a new reflection, that he began to forget things. He forgot knowledge. He forgot names. So he felt a lack in his memory. And he was very clear about it, because we thought, me and my sister, sometimes, well, this is no good. We thought that he would live for maybe 15 years more, but he did not. He only had a few years left, and he was always happy the last years. While he lost his memory, he became happier and happier, and he got more and more knowledge about spirituality. So while his intellect was decreasing, his wisdom was increasing. And that is exactly what the science have come up with as well. They see that when the wisdom grows, it takes space from the intelligence, the intellect, the way science are talking about intelligence. So he was longing for the day that will come sooner than any one of us could expect, when it was time to leave this place And I can tell you, when he saw the light, he left it for less than a minute. He was into the light and he was finished. And he came to see me. After he left his body, I met him in my kitchen, and he kept me awake for the whole night and just showed me the wonderful places he had come to. And I was so happy for him. And he went far away, for sure. So that was very confirming. So I have realized, as many of us, that we have our individual mind. But on this path, we are more and more leaving. We're taking apart from our individual mind and more get connected with the universal mind. So we are leaving our individual memory, you could say our local memory, and replacing it with the storage of memory from the universe, from universal mind. There's where everything is stored. And that's where we find all the answers, up to Trikuti. That's in the universal mind. So on this path, yes, we will feel many times that we're forgetting things that is worldly and related to our life or our local memory. But instead, we are connected to a universal mind and a universal library of stored information and experiences that we can go inside and experience. But this is played out all the way to our intellect. So we will have a new perspective of intelligence through this path. It's no longer about what we have read in the books, learned from school, what we calculate by the numbers we use. It's just a small part of it. The real intelligence is the universal mind, which we all are related to. It's ours. It's the same with the soul. It's an individual soul that is kept in the illusion of Maya. The masters have described the situation as it is a jail where the soul is locked. And we need an impulse from God or a divine being that make us reach the attachment of the divine that becomes so strong that we forget about the worldly attachments. An attachment from the divine world that makes us long for the rest of our life, that we never, ever again would like to spend a minute in this world. We just want to be in this divine company with the divine beings and the divine worlds. So this individual soul can have a self-realization. But from that part, we need a realization of the oversoul, the master, the merge of the master. So, like our individual mind have to merge with the universal mind, the individual soul need to merge with the oversoul. And in that merge, there is no you left. It's only the oversoul left. There's only place for the oversoul. It's the same love, the same light, the same sound, but it's much more powerful. It's intense, and it lights up the whole universe. And there are no you left. There's only him. So it's like, it's only the oversoul that can go back to Sachkhand. That's why we need to merge before it's time to go back all the way. Because only the oversoul has the power to walk the last part of the path in the deep darkness until the day it all shines up. And of course, the oversoul have never left us. It's always with us from the first day in this world. It's wonderful to see how it prepare everything for you for this day when it's time for the merge to become the oversoul. Become the master. It's coincidences that guides us on this path. We think it is our own will in the beginning, but it's not. It's his will all the time. And sometimes we will find situations where we have to take decisions. And we think we are taking the decisions, but it's not. It's him. And sometimes it even have to be changed in our past to make this path become true. And even these kind of things, these kind of changings in our past lives can be done through the oversoul. This is because of the love. The love in that state is so powerful And it's so pure and unconditional. Anything is possible in company of that love. There is no limits for anything to happen. It's like there are no rules. There's only love. Where love is pure, we need no rules. There are no structures. There are no maths, no numbers. One can wonder if there is, even if there is a will. But there is a will. But we cannot understand the will. It's not that kind of will that we are used to from mind or the universal mind. It's beyond our imagination. We cannot use the words to describe it. We destroy it if we try. Mind is the only entity that we can use to describe anything. And mind has nothing to do with it. Mind have to copy or simulate and then describe the simulation. That's all we can do. And we should be aware and careful, because mind is a powerful entity that can project anything that we believe. It's better to leave it aside and just leave it for what it is, and try not to understand it, and leave it to Him, leave it to God. Go inside and have the experience. That's all. Don't try to understand it or explain it. It's huge. It's beyond. It's wonderful. It's changing us. It's changing everything. It's changing everyone. Anything is possible. Beyond limits. And that is you. We are talking about you. The pure part of yourself that has no words to use to describe it or understand it. We can only simulate it. And even then, it's far from its origin. It can only be experienced. But not by mind. And this is the tricky one. It can be experienced by soul, part of it. But the real experience comes in the oversoul. When you are replaced by him. When you are lost and it's only him left, and the next step is God, the experience of God. A couple of days ago, I saw an interesting discussion on Facebook about what God is, and they were very intellectual people that had read a lot from Einstein and others about what they thought what God is. And of course, there were people in this line that didn't believe in God at all. But they were clear about that Einstein had to believe in God, that was true. And it was also important for one or the others that whatever you say, keep it to your own experience. This is what you believe and not how it is for everyone, but this is related to yourself and your own knowledge and experience. Don't say this is what it is for everyone. And I understand that. And I felt that it's so wonderful in this Satsang that we have our belief system, that we have our path, that we have our experiences, but we can also go back to the books and read from what the master have told their disciples in ancient times until now, and they have had exactly the same experiences. But still, they say, don't believe in what I am telling you. Go inside and have your own experience and see for yourself. Come up with your own answers through your own experiences. And that is so important. That's what we all need. And that is what it is about, to leave our individuality and merge with the collective storage of mind, and leave our individual soul and merge with the oversoul. The path till then is all about experiences from that storage of the universal memory that we need to get the confirmations, to give up all doubts on the path, to become sure and clear that we are doing the right path, the right method of meditation on sound and light, with love and devotion, till the day he shows up inside and you follow him for the rest of your life. Thank you for your attention. Thank you all for bringing him into this satsang. It's our presence together. Our attachment to him together that becomes strong. It makes him interested to be with us and be close to us and inspire us to do this every week. And I'm grateful for being a part of that. Thank you. Okay. Okay, dear sisters and brothers, where do we have Brother Prampalji? Are you with us?